and welcome to the show. Now, as you know, crime in South Africa is a big thing, and it's been happening. It's been escalating. Various factors are playing their role in that. What we find is that various people have come up with different modalities to try and counter the crime. So we have obviously Community Policing Forum doing what they do. We have the South African police doing what they're doing, and then we have citizens doing what they can do in terms of neighborhood watches and those kind of things. But something of a difference, I've got Yusuf with me, and he's the guy that developed the crime app. We're going to find out more about that just after the break. Welcome back. Just mentioned to you that crime is a big thing in South Africa. So we're looking at the crime app, and I've got Yusuf from Cape Town in the studio with me talking about the crime app, something that could help you save a life. Yusuf, welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
Now, I find it interesting. Many people are doing different things to try and counteract crime in South Africa. And so we find neighborhood watches, we find the community policing forums, the South African police, and then local citizens trying to do what they can to stop crime in their society. You've come up with something different. We're moving in a world that is moving towards applications. Everything is an app, from your medication to everything else. Yeah. And you've developed the crime app. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, the app is only available on Android at the moment. What the app is focused on is something called community policing. What community policing is that it basically means that you communicate information about crime between community members, and it can also be between police and community members. So there are hundreds of papers or studies that were written about community policing, and it's a way of preventing crime.
Okay, so effectively, But I would want to start at the beginning because I always say this to everyone that comes on the show, and that's whether I'm reviewing a book or a product, and that is that when we try to understand a product or an idea or a philosophy, we need to sort of understand the people that develop that. So you as a person, you don't just wake up one morning and decide you're going to develop an app. There must have been issues somewhere in your life that got to a boiling point where you said, you know what, I need to do this. And we're going to find out about that. So you as a person, tell us a bit about your history, your background, and then lead into what made you develop this app.
Okay, I'm 30 years old at the moment. I have a 2-year-old daughter. She just started daycare today for the first time.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I studied IT at CPUT. I'm also working at CPUT as an IT assistant. And I'm just someone that wants to improve the world through technology.
Well, was there something in your life that made you focus that energy on crime? Because something must have happened, or you must have sit back saying that, you know what, this is getting a bit too much. Let me do my bit.
Yeah. Well, I first got the idea like a few years ago, before smartphones became widespread. I saw.
So this happened back in the day?
Yeah, like maybe 5 years ago.
Interesting.
But I didn't really do anything about it because I saw people posting information about crime on Facebook. But I thought to myself that Facebook isn't really a good place to share this kind of information because there's a lot of distractions and stuff, and you can't make use of your phone's location capabilities. So for the first few years I didn't do anything about it, but what really motivated me was I was affected by crime, and secondly...
So there was a particular incident that you said, you know what, this is the defining moment, I've got to do this now.
Yeah, firstly my car was stolen while I was at work. And this
That's
was
a big one.
Yeah, this was a very stressful situation. You know, I couldn't even, I didn't know the registration number of the car. So I had to go look at pictures that I took of the car for the registration number. So one of the things that you can do in the app is save your vehicle information, so that if it gets stolen, you can just say at the click of a button that it has been stolen.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So effectively you are saying that you obviously, like most South Africans, have fallen victim to crime in South Africa, and at some point you become, I don't know, I may be speaking from my own experience, you become tired and you say, how long is this going to go on? And we understand that there are economic circumstances and issues that allows crime, and it is a perfect breeding ground for crime to happen. But at some point you feel violated, and it's that feeling of violation when somebody takes your items that leads to anger.
Yes.
And anger normally means I'm going to do something about this, and that's what you've done. So IT background, you've got the crime app in mind. But I think that, you know, if I'm trying to assimilate this to myself, if you don't mind. If I sit there and I think, how do I develop an app about something? I think it's a very tedious task. It's something that requires lots of planning and developing and research. Tell us about that, about those phases in developing the app.
Yeah, it was a very difficult task because I wasn't familiar with developing Android apps when I decided that I wanted to develop an app. So what I did was I just started, you know, and I went on YouTube to go look at videos of how I can go about doing it. And every time I got stuck while developing the app, I just went.
So you were doing this yourself?
Yes, I was.
You were like actually doing the actual development yourself?
Yes.
Well, you've got an IT background, but developing an app, isn't that something else?
Yeah, it actually took me like 9 months to complete it, because
So it was your baby, literally.
Yeah.
So
and it took a lot of research, and I got stuck along the way as well. So every time I got stuck, I had to Google something, and then sometimes it would take me 2 weeks to just do one thing.
So tell us, now we're looking at the app, it's out there, and we're going to go back into the development of the app a little later. But what does the app exactly do? So I'm an Apple user at this point, so I'm hoping that you move over to the Apple Store platform soon, or at some point. But for those people out on Android, they can already download the app. So we can have some of the details on the screen for our viewers. But you download the app. What do I expect to see when I download the app?
Okay, once you download the app, and say for example you witness a crime. So if I can give you an example of a mall being robbed, you see the perpetrators fleeing in maybe a red car. You can submit a report on the app. Right. So once
so basically, you click the app, it opens up into a reporting kind of page. And we're going to have some of those visuals on screen for our viewers as we talk through this with Yusuf.
It kind of looks like Facebook, you know, with a wall that you get on Facebook.
Okay, interesting.
But once you submit the report, it gathers your location data. So
so for that to happen, your mobile device doesn't need to have your location services on.
Yes, but if it's not switched on, the app will prompt you if you want to switch it on. So.
Okay, so it prompts you to it, so it can sort of be on for that particular application specifically.
Yes.
So we see the red car fleeing from the mall. There's chaos going on there. You pull out your app and you start punching in. What sort of data is asked of you? Okay,
you can take a picture, or you can give details of the perpetrators.
So you can upload the picture?
Yes, you can. Right. And then you can give details such as how many they were, you know, the race, what clothing they were wearing. And once you submit the report, everyone within the immediate area of the crime, they will be notified that a crime has been committed in this area.
So that means the people that all has the app, they will get a notification to say that something has happened down the road.
Yeah.
What is that radius like? What do you define as people in the area?
It's not really accurate because of the way location data is is retrieved.
Right.
So it's about 2 kilometers.
Okay. Well, I think 2 kilometers is fairly safe for a vehicle speeding away from a mall that might be armed or dangerous. In other words.
Yeah. So maybe if the vehicle is spotted by any one of the notified users, maybe 1 kilometer down the road, they can say in the app that they have spotted the vehicle, and then the location is again retrieved, and everyone in the immediate area of the spotting is again notified. So in that way we can track the movement of the perpetrators.
So basically, do you encourage people to report any type of crime? And this could be from petty pickpocketing down to anything simple. Do you encourage that sort of thing?
I think that when I developed the app, I wanted it to be used mainly for major crimes, maybe more robberies, bank robberies, stuff like that. Yes. Hijackings also. Yes.
Hijackings, I think, is a big thing in South Africa at this point. So, that's where the information goes to. Any point of the actual authorities looking at the information that might be coming through the apps?
When I developed the app, I thought that the police could just use it as it is, but I was made aware that there's a lot of red tape involved for the police to use the app. So for the moment that they won't be able to use the app.
I don't know whatever the reasons are. I find it a bit strange, like I do with most things that I find with most things in the country. Unfortunately, some people would want to badger me for that. But the red tape for me, in everything that we do, when ordinary citizens come up with things that could help society, we use the word red tape. So guys, I mean, here's my point. Go and do a better job. And I know that you guys are trying hard to do that, but you know what? The funny thing is that people come up with things to assist in various fraternities, and those things are ignored by government and by authorities. And that's not on. I mean, that's not the type of things that people like Yusuf needs to go through. But be that as it may, I think that it's only a matter of time till people realize that they need to use on-the-ground techniques and the assistance of things like this technology to help fight the scourge of crime in South Africa. We're going to go back to a break, come back to you right after the break. When we come back, we're going to talk to you more about the platforms, the future of the app, and some of the plans of Yusuf Isaacs going down the line. Welcome back to the show. Now we're talking about the crime app that Yusuf Isaacs developed back here in Cape Town, something that will help South Africans fight crime. He wants to talk a bit about the development of the app as we go down the line. Yusuf, we spoke about a few things, and that was specifically looking at the app itself, where it's come from. I know that people develop upgrades to apps and they develop new components as time goes along. What are some of your plans for the app?
At the moment, the app is mostly focused on community safety, but what we want to add into the app is more of a personal safety thing, where you can, if you are in danger, you can let maybe your loved ones know that you are in danger.
How do you envision doing that?
Well, we're thinking about to allow you to create groups, like personal groups with your relatives in there. So if you are in danger, and then you can just like press a button, and then they will be able to contact you to find out if you're okay.
Do you think this might manifest into a sort of panic button kind of?
Yeah, something like that.
There could be a red button somewhere that says, I'm in trouble, kind of thing. And your location, and people would know where you are, perhaps.
Yeah, it's something like that that we are thinking about.
The data that is coming through the apps and the usage on the app, is it information that you are currently also maybe keeping and maybe want to put forth to authorities down the line, saying this is what my app has been doing, and some of the results that we've been seeing over the last couple of months, for instance?
That is definitely something that that we want to do, but at the moment we're not planning on that yet. I think there's more important things that we need to do. One other thing that I was thinking about doing is maybe adding a feature where you can track your car. So if you are maybe at work and you see your car moving, and then you know that someone is stealing your car.
Correct, yes. So that would probably be done in collaboration with companies that currently do vehicle tracking, and maybe to feed that information into the app itself.
Yes, we could do that, but I was thinking of maybe doing it ourselves, but I don't really have the expertise to do that.
Now that's something that I want to talk to you about. You mentioned to me during the break that you are looking to develop the app a bit further, and I think as South Africans we need to understand that an app like this could play its role in saving somebody's life. I know that as the app developer you do not take responsibility for any such misdemeanors that might go on, but we see the app as maybe a means to an end to try and help and solve a particular problem. Yeah. So we look at a society that has expertise. South Africans has expertise across the board. Do you feel that you want to make a call to people to come forward in different areas to see if they can help you further develop the app that could benefit South Africa as a community? I mean, we talk about the concept of Ubuntu, we talk about all these things as South Africans. And these things mean absolutely nothing when we don't look after the needs of fellow South Africans and get involved with that. Yeah. Do you think that's a call that you'd want to make?
Yes, definitely. I would really, we really need more experienced people in developing apps to fast track the development of the upgrade and maybe the Apple version as well. And also maybe business-minded people to help grow it into something.
So I think that maybe that's the call that we want to put out there, and that is we're looking for anyone that wants to get involved to try and help do their bit in solving crime in South Africa. It's something we talk about, and Yusuf, this is something that bothers me a lot, and that is we tend to be activists in the lounge, and when we're sitting on Twitter and Facebook and we're like, look at the crime rate, look what they're doing down there, look what they're doing. Yeah. It's always this they, you know.
Yeah, and be more proactive.
Yes, I think the time has come for us to stop talking, and we need to do things to try and make that change. So we can't talk about the change, we've got to be the change that we want to see, and I think that was the words of Mahatma Gandhi, and that applies to anything in life. So effectively, there was some backbone from people around you when you were developing this app, the late nights, working like mad scientists, doing things. Who are those people that support what you do and believe in what you do?
Well, definitely my wife and my mother, the two of them were supported me in everything I did. And especially when I launched the app, they were very proud of me. Because at the beginning it got a lot of coverage.
Yes, and I actually initially picked up the story in the newspapers, and my team told me, here's a good story for you because you like going against crime. So, and therefore I invited you in the studio, and I feel that people like you must be applauded. I think that you need to be highlighted, and that the work that you needs to be commended in society, because it's a bit of sacrifice in doing what you do. So we looked at the future of the app, and we know we were going, is there any other plans by you as an app developer to try and develop anything else similar down the line?
There is something that I have in mind, but I don't really want to give that away yet.
Get into it right now. Yeah. That's fine. We'll see it soon. Yusuf, so run us quickly through in the tail end of this program. How are we going to download the app? Where do we go to? That sort of thing. And just some of the final processes. Do we need to register information? That sort of thing.
Yeah, okay, to download it, you just go to the Google Play Store, you search for City Spy. And
City Spy, so we spell it as C-I-T-I?
C-I-T-Y.
Spy, one word.
Yeah, and then you install it from there. Once it's installed, you open it up, and it will ask you to sign in with your Google account.
Right.
So you don't have to, give your email. That is all.
That would be the authentication.
Yeah. So once you are authenticated, you are free to use the app.
Okay. And then, what's the cost to public for downloading the app, for example?
There's no cost.
So how do you sustain that, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, the app has in-app advertisements.
Yes.
So
you got to deal with all of that going on there?
yeah.
Okay, that's good. So effectively, we're saying that the only support that people need to give you right now. So for people out there that's looking to support the app, and if you agree that you don't agree with crime in South Africa, then the first step that you can do is support the initiatives of other people like Yusuf. And one of that would be to download the app, because if you're downloading the app, you're supporting what he's doing. So you can further develop that app, and that could play a role in our society in reducing crime. Yusuf, your message to our viewers, why they should be downloading your app, and one message from you as a developer, why they should get engaged with you.
Technology is really developing at a rapid pace, and these are opening up various options for us to make a difference. And I think we should really explore those options. They might not work, and they might, but I think it's worth a try to give it a shot.
Of course. Thank you, Yusuf. Thank you for coming onto the show. We wish you well. On our side, coming from the Dean TV studios in Cape Town, we want to maybe offer our support in continuing to cover the story so that more people will download your app and support that, and in so doing contribute to the reduction of crime in South Africa. We thank you for joining us today, and we want to invite you back soon again.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Yusuf. Yusuf Isaacs, he's the man that's developed the first, I think, crime app in South Africa called City Spy. You can download that on the Google App Store, your Android. We're hoping to see that on the Apple Store soon. We wish him well, and do get involved. The details were all on the screen today. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.